Into a bowl, and very short quantities at a time. And in nature, the egg has a real sticky substance on it. In order for the egg to hatch, it has to, in nature, it has to stick to a rock. But in the jar system here, where the water has to flow through it and the eggs have to be in continual motion, you have to get rid of that glue that Mother Nature puts on the outside of an egg. So we have what they call a Portage earth solution. And it's an abrasive talcum powder is what it is. It's a glorified talcum powder. And this, when put in a jar, the egg's been put in a jar with this solution of Portage earth, which you just rotate on these rollers. And in a 20-minute rotation, will get rid of the glue on the egg.
I see.
And that has to be done. You can't bypass that. Over the years, we've experimented with all different flavors of getting rid of the glue.
What happens if it remains?
It just goes like a big baseball.
Really?
It just goes in one solid mass.
They all stick together?
They all stick together.
So you roll them as soon as you put them in the jar, then that's the first thing you do is roll them?
No. Well, yeah, after you put them in the jar.
Yeah.
4 hours after the glue is taken off, they have to, when the fish, the egg is really, really, really soft. And the slightest bit of vibration or current or whatever flattens the egg or damages the egg. So what we do is we put them in these little floating baskets in the cold water.
Okay.
And for 4 hours, every 15 minutes during the night, they have to be babysat.
Oh, okay.
And that's where Judy
comes in.
That's where Judy comes in. She's the main hatchery lady. She does all the spawn, all the fertilizing, and delight and riding. And I just sit back and watch the traffic go by.
Johnny, what size fish did you see up the range this year?
Oh, they run from a pound up to 19 pounds.
19?
18, 19 pounds. Bigger ones on the lake, but we saw about a 22-pounder on the lake a couple nights ago.
22-pounder?
Pickerel, yeah.
You're pushing a world record then.
Yeah.
But that's full of eggs.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, but still, if that was caught on hook and line, that would be a world
3 or
record.
4 pounds of eggs in a big fish like that. So over 18 years, we've probably come up with about as good a procedure as there is in Ontario.
You know, we've gone from having little or no pickerel to having quite a good
Yeah, well, it's,
population.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. And I dare say that this is 18 years, another 2 years will be 20. I mean, I'd be pretty old another 20 years, but I dare say within the next 20 years that we're not going to have to do any of this at all.
Sorry.
I wouldn't think so, because with our spawning bed rehabilitating program, with the rock, and then once I get all my spawning beds the way I want them, what we're doing here, a million eggs, would be so insignificant to the amount of eggs that can be produced and hatched in a proper spawning bed that it would be redundant. But we do it for two reasons. We do it because we like to do it, and we do it because we still are healthy. When as time progresses, it's going to become more and more redundant. The hatchery part of it. Studies have proven that once the natural spawning population is up to par, that introducing new spawning, a mate will only support so many pounds of fish. Right. And then after that, you're using it as horse. So, having said that, we haven't. I'm sure we haven't saturated the like the viable resources of the lake, yeah, sure, we haven't done that.
What caused all this spawning habitat to disappear?
Well, like it's been millions of years since those rocks were put there, right? Like over a million years, a lot of stuff changes. A lot of stuff has changed since I can remember. I'm only 50 years old, 57 years old. But everything changes, Connie, and what's happened is, the main reason why the spawning beds, a lot of the spawning beds have been depleted, or, see, you need about 16 inches of good rock cavities, like rock level, in order for the eggs to filter down. They gotta get out of the sun to start with, filter down the sunlight, they're gonna die. And if there isn't 16 or 10 inches of rock rubble with these little cavities in between, then the egg isn't gonna incubate, the sun comes down, and rock cavities. So having said that, over the last 50 years since we've moved in, like us people, like since 1930, 1924, with some of the earlier settlers on the lake,
Right.
we have unknowingly depleted a lot of these shoreline spawning beds for picking up rock, making piers, making bridge walls, making this, making that.
Not to mention sediment and erosion.
And that's the other thing, sediment and erosion starting back a million years ago. But we ourselves in the last 50 years have probably done more damage to nature than in the first million.
Yeah, the boats, just the boat traffic.
Or even boat traffic washing up in the shore and bringing back, these little cavities get full of sediment.
Yeah.
And we also have some algae pollution. I've noticed since I was a kid, we have a thicker concentration of algae in the summertime on some of the rocks, like green slime. That's another factor.
So that would, if they're coated, if the rocks are all coated with that slime, the glue won't stick.
The glue won't stick to that.
So, and those rocks, the rocks are there, but they're no good for spawning them, and, I mean,
Not as good.
yeah.
What's your display that show like a yearly?
Oh, well, I'm not really too sure, but the first year fish grows about 6 inches. The bottom two fish are about a year old, like May to May, right?
Okay.
May 24 to May 24.
Gotcha.
Approximately. And the next two are probably 2 years old. Because no two fish grow the same rate. There's a big difference, even in the ponds and the nature, different fish grow at different rates, speeds. Okay? And then the third one is about 3 or 4 years old.
I see.
Now, if we'd have taken a scale sample sent from away, we could have told you exactly the year that was. But they have rings just like a tree. The scales have rings on it. And in the winter time, it's a slow rain, 2 rains to the year. And in the winter time, it's a slow rain. In the summertime, it's a fast rain.
What about the sixth one?
That would probably be between 25 and 30 years old.
It's a slow growing fish.
It's still growing fish. After they get to 12 to 13 inches, like normally they're 12 inches in 2 years, like from 2/24 of May to usually 12 inches long. And then they stop growing lengthways, but they start to sprout out.
Okay.
It slows down. Instead of being 6 inches every year, it slows down to maybe 2 or 3 inches. So the length they start to sprout out. So that baby there was a casualty of childbirth. He died during one of the very first years. It was back in 1980, 83 or 84. We kept her overnight. And we were going to spawn her in the morning, but she didn't like captivity that well. And from that time on, we never kept any fish over her caught except for males.
Well, that's from the early 80s. That wasn't old fish. Absolutely. Yeah. If we caught a walleye back then, it was usually like something like that.
Yeah, the brood stock was, there was hardly any juveniles in the Lake of Fall back in 1982, and prior to 82. My dad died in 1959, and at that point in time, it was pretty obvious that our fish were fishing was. It was very, very true. It was from 1959 right through to 1982. We had a pilot project back in maybe it was only 4 years old. Just 30 years ago, we had a pilot project. At that time, nobody nobody helped us.
Literally.
Yeah, literally, yeah, no help whatsoever. And to make the wheels go around town, you need money, eh?
You sure
No
do.
matter what happens, you need money, and you don't need a lot of money once you get set up.
You know what you're doing.
But we started off, in fact, with those two last jars up there, came from our pilot project.
Oh.
We started off with 2 jars. When they got enough money to buy those jars at that time, were $80 a piece, so we able to find enough money to buy 2 plastic jars.
Okay.
And that was $160 plus the 2 glass ones, so there's 4 jars. We thought we had the room by the tail. And I had them set up in a little 4-way fish shack. And then we went up to 5 jars, and I moved it into the boathouse, but I had to move all my boats out. And then, of course, we got this built in here, so this, it all just didn't happen. It didn't just happen.
For quite a while.
Started off with 5 little boxes.
Now, is there a difference in eggs? I mean, these bigger jars and these small over here?
What we have here is a friend of ours that goes to Congress too, Bill Beckett. He works in the glass factory. And in order to get to where we are there now, we tried all kinds of ideas. In the last 18 years, for spawning, for fertilizing, for de-sticking. As I say, we've gone through a million different ideas. There's a textbook on how to do it, okay? But that's only a guideline. The textbook is only a textbook. You don't really know what you're doing until you do it. And so we followed the textbook procedure. It didn't suit us. So we changed, vary this, vary that. But what we had to do is we had to sacrifice a whole big jar in order to try all our different ideas. Getting back to the little jars, these are all brand new ideas. Basically the same principles as we're doing, but a variation in either the mudding or the fertilization or whatever. We all have little ideas, and we document. This is the second year for everybody's idea. Now, if we come up with a better survival rate than experimental jars, then we will switch our standard procedure. We have the water warming up, that air is being released in. But you never quit learning. You're never done learning. There's always something different. You always want to try something different. But you don't want to sacrifice your good percentage. So this is a good idea that we'll have to use this for example.
Well, that's quite a system you got here, but
Well, it's so simple. I mean, that system goes back. The system itself is so basic. It goes back to the 1800s over in Germany. There were bell jar hatcheries in Germany in the 1800s. And it was adopted in Skeleton Lake and Whitefish Lake here in Canada. And they've had bell jar hatcheries for different reasons for centuries. And it's just a matter of the water, the headwater coming from the lake, at constant pressure, going down those little white tubes, hitting the bottom of the jar, and just very gently moving the eggs up and down. Now, the reason you have to move the eggs is an egg has to have the oxygen in order to incubate. And without the moving water, the egg absorbs the oxygen out of the water. And without the moving water, it would die.
It would absorb all the oxygen that's there, and then there'd be no more.
Yeah, and that is, now you could have the oxygen, if they can be repeated for 20 to 30 minutes to half an hour, but at that time it's critical.
you see a lot of trees down up there, ain't you?
Right now, we have no idea. We spent a whole day up there with the chainsaw trying to get up to the rapids. My boys went up there earlier to check it out, and thank God we did. See, that happened in November. We had snowstorm in November.
Okay.
And that was rock solid, and we finally hit that big beaver house right up through the top of the rapids. I've never seen such a house. Really nice.
A lot of trees must have come down.
Oh, well,
That road over
Everywhere. Yeah, somebody got their boat meal over there. At the dock there. And then
Somebody's boat has a tree laying across it.
Oh, over
No,
here.
but,
Government thing.
oh, yeah, that's the strange thing, so. Is there a boat underneath some of the trees?
Yeah. Well, it can be.
Yeah, that's all we need to do that.
That's pretty neat, eh? Always wanted to see how you guys did all this.
Well, if you have any questions, Tom, we can figure it out. That was kind of quick explanation, but,
You said you don't allow muskie in this lake. You know why?
well, they're a big competition for food sources, even pike, no problem, you mentioned in your letter that the pike population is down. Yes, it is down, maybe that's a good thing, if indeed we want to propagate the pickerel, because, as I say, every volume of water will only support so many pounds of fish. And pike are a big eater of bait fish, and pike even more so.
Yeah.
Pike even more, or muskie even more so. And I said that yesterday, well, but Mother Nature saw fit not to put them in here, and we're just as happy, I am just as happy as a tourist operator. Pickerel is our main, what would you call it, fame, sure. Pickerel is what fills the camps up. Pickerel is what brings the fishermen most. Everybody likes to catch 2 out of pike, right? There's no doubt about that. But I go out to out of my way to propagate the population of pike, just because of
Well,
that
the
reason.
population of pike, are you still seeing sizable pike, or are you just losing the population into smaller handlers? Because
We're not losing anything. I think what you see is just a shift in population. There's still lots of pike in the lake, but there's probably not as many pike.
that's
there's a
that's
lot of-
probably not just good for the pickerel, but it's also good for the pike, because pike will tend to stunt like bluegill. I mean, if you've got a small farm pond that has bluegill and they get overpopulated, none of them grow over this big.
Then we can do that, yeah.
But
Not in a lake like this, though, where you have such a large
even,
lake.
they're finding some of the Canadian lakes, even with pike.
Yeah, those are usually the reed rim, smaller lakes.
Okay, I didn't know.
But yeah, this is,
They get a problem.
you got pike roaming around with lake trout out here.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
there's some big ones in here, but you don't see them too often, which is probably good.
Well,
Of course, everybody keeps, when they catch one, they
That's
keep it.
probably because the big pike probably never come in shallow except for within the first month of when the ice is off.
I don't know, I've
And
never,
after that, the bigger pike over 10, 15 pounds are out in deeper water, 15, 20 feet deep or more.
I don't know.
That's usually where they're found.
We'll have to put some transmitters on.
Alright.
Put some transmitters on.
Yeah, that's a big done now.
Have they?
They've implanted something underneath their skin, gives off a deep heat, I guess, and you can actually track, I don't know what species, I think I just read it.
They're doing it with muskie
Yeah.
up on Chippewa Flourish up in Wisconsin. They've got a big study going up there on tracking the radio telemetry.
Hey, Johnny, is there a way to drive over the French River? Start, from here? I suppose there must be somewhere.
Yeah. You gotta go back to Highway 60.
You gotta go to 69 to do it.
And that takes you up into the Morelville area, and that's the Peace Indian Reserve.
Okay.
Off of, I forget what the name of the highway is, but you
I
turn
don't know
off,
what you're talking about, yeah.
turn off the 69 at Smoky gas station or something, I don't know what kind it is. But it goes into Elmer.
Okay. I saw on the map. There's no quick way to get to it, though. You gotta go up to the
Oh,
line.
yeah.
Okay.
You can walk there if you want to.
Yeah. Go down the river.
Yeah.
You ever do that?
Yeah,
What's
in
that like?
When I was a kid.
What's it
It
like?
might be a nightmare right now after that snowstorm, but it is a good trip. I took my first trip with my dad, and I was probably, I don't know, 10 or 11 years old. And then I took my second trip with my cousin, and I was up there, I was getting to be real old then, I was 14 or 15. In school.
That's old.
It took 3 days, we leave the camp here, and we hit the French River the first night, and Calvin, myself, and Billy Tippin, Paul Tippin, oldest one.
Oh, okay.
And so we camped overnight on the first island as the command the trip took the fence river. And we paddled all that day, and it took us right up to the bottom of Lake Dickerson, the Chaudière Dam.
Yeah.
There's a little island just below the Chaudière Dam, we camped there. That's at the mouth of the rest store, right?
There's a dam there, though.
Well, big dam that hold up back to Lake Dickerson, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then the third day, we went up the rest of Portage over the Woodcock to Portage Lake, and
Wow.
Portage Lake back to Saw, and back to camp again.
Wow, that's a trip.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty big stuff. And years later, I did it, I think I did it 4 or 5 times. But I never did take my boys, and I feel bad about that. They grew up and never had that experience. I was always too busy trying to pay the bills. And my dad was too, but he took the time to take me, and I sure did appreciate it, you know.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I should have done the same thing to all my 4 boys. I really should have.
The Indians let you portage through Woodcock these days, you think?
Well, that's a different, that's a different Portage Trail. That's the boundary line. It's not
Oh,
Scotland.
okay.
So the Portage Trail, the Lemons Lake on Restville, over the Woodcock Creek, and the Cadillac Woodcock Creek, which is the boundary
Mhm.
between
Okay.
Woodcock Creek and the Woodcock Creek over the Portage Lake is the boundary, and then across Portage Lake, and Portage Lake to Saw is the other boundary. Another house, where they had my son Billy was on the service group, and 5 years ago. But that would be a nightmare now. And for several years, the government, with the Junior Ranger program, they kept those Portage Trails all open.
So just not anymore, huh?
Are there any lakes around that do have muskie in them besides, I mean, the French River has?
Yeah, Restville Lake, that's true.
Oh, yeah?
That's true, which is east of us.
Okay.
It's a drive-in, you can drive into that.
Oh, yeah, we can drive right to Restville.
Pickerel River probably had some muskie at one time, now it's not anymore, huh?
No, I don't think Pickerel River was ever, they're trying to take it, so it can't be so. It's strange, you know, how the watersheds are so close together and so compatible in characteristics, but yet some lakes have
Have some fish and some lakes don't.
Yeah.
Now you like to 1269.
Restville, does it have pike also?
Yeah.
It probably has pretty good sized pike. Usually.
Our fish
well,
are always the biggest.
Yeah, but, well,
Like our-
usually for some reason, lakes that have both pike and muskie, both species tend to get bigger than in a lake that only has the one. I've read studies, they tried to study this and figure out why that is.
Yeah.
But they've got no idea. But in general, for average sizing, usually if both species are present, you get a bigger fish in both.
It's not uncommon to catch an 18 or 20 pound pike here. It's not uncommon, yeah.
I'll be going back to pike fishing then.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I,
But they're few and far between. I mean,
I was only muskie and never really
Yeah.
fish, so I'm used to that.
yeah, like an 18.
I get it.
We caught somebody got an 18 pounder last year, I think it was Judy's mom. I mean, they're there.
Yeah.
They're just not frequently caught. Whenever the pickerel fishing was poor, and the concentration wasn't anything else you could catch, and there was a lot of pike caught then.
Yeah.
Mostly by bait fishermen, by casting. A lot of people cast it, you know,
Yeah.
with level lines or whatever. When the pickerel fishing was poor, the whitefish
Yeah.
was severely harvested, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody was catching whitefish.
Not anymore.
No.
They let those rest.
So, you know, like, population shifts according to demand too, you know, like everybody says, well, why did the pickerel fishing go? Well, like since 1924, this was called the Pristine Lake. Nobody had caught a pickerel on this lake other than the wild Indians
Yeah.
cast it out.
Yeah.
And there was an abundance, it was right full of virgin fish. The fish has lived and died for the last million years. And all of a sudden there comes people, white men.
Log mills. Lumber mill.
Lumber mill.
Log booms.
Everything.
Bark on the floor.
Everything evolves, eh? You can't hope to maintain a consistent level on anything.
Can you imagine, you know, I was reading the book, lumbermen, loggers, lumbermen, and the local history we put
Oh, yeah.
together. They talk just the amount of log bark and sediment just flushed into the lakes, just coating the rocks and the bottoms everywhere.
I kind of guess it was about 10 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we unknowingly, we do a lot of bad stuff. At the time, we don't realize it, but later on in life, sometimes you still do bad stuff and you still won't, but it's just expedient to do it.
Yeah. No other way around it.
Yeah.
So I assume that the eggs hatch and the fry come up
What
and
happens now,
go through the tubes?
Dar 1, 2, they're running from 10 to 6 days old, okay?
Okay.
The normal length of incubation is between 18 and 21 days, but there's a lot of variables in that too. As the water warms up, we started at about 41-degree water when we first started incubating, and it almost was up to 60, okay?
Really?
So as the water gets warmer and warmer day after day after day, the rate of incubation, the days of incubation get less and less. So if you get a real warm spring, they've been known to hatch in 10 to 12 days, but that's not normal. 15 to 21, we've had eggs in here for 25 days too. It's a long time. Of course, the longer you leave the eggs in the jar, the higher the mortality rate. Every day, no matter what you do to try to stop it, there's a little bit of mortality that happens every day. And the eggs in there that are white are the dead eggs, okay?
Oh, they are, okay.
Those are the dead eggs. Now, you might think there's a lot of white eggs in there.
Well, they just stick out.
But they're quite common. Now, we run between an 80 and a 90% survival. So right now, the jar number, that's pretty high. The jar number 1 there, that was our first day's eggs. Now, as the eggs die and they create a gas inside themselves because they're starting to rot,
Okay.
they float to the top of the jar. And we physically remove those eggs by a small siphon hose.
Okay.
So twice or 3 times a day, they go down here, taking off the dead eggs. If you don't take down the dead eggs, they then grow a fungus on them. And that fungus has spores, and that spreads to the other eggs, to the good eggs, to the good eggs, and that apple in the barrel of apple. It requires a lot of maintenance in the first 21 days. And after the 21 days is up, they start to hatch right inside the jar, and then they swim up and out the spout. Now, I don't have the screens in yet, Tom, but at the back of those cages, there's little slots that I slide screens in.
Oh, okay.
And I slide these micro mesh screens in, and that retains the fish from flowing back out into the lake.
Gotcha.
And as the fish accumulate in the back jars, I then shut the water off, and I have a valve system that I just drain the fish into a 5-gallon bucket, and I take them back out into the new spawning room. As a fry. But getting back to all different ways and means of doing things, our pilot project 30 years ago, we didn't have all the apparatus that we have now. And we only incubated them for about 15 days. At 15 days, you start to see the little eyes, you start to see the fish inside the egg.
Okay.
They're called eyed-up eggs. And from 15 to 21 days, or 15 to 18 days, those fish are alive, they can see, and they can smell inside the egg. So that experiments have proven that if you put eyed-up trout eggs on a spawning bed, they're able to image, which genetically means that they'll go back after they're born to the same area. So what we're doing now is I'll take out 500,000 of the million here in the eyed-up stage after 15 or 18 days, whatever it takes when I first start seeing their eyes. And with that big funnel and that black hose there on the shelf, I will go in around all the spawning beds that I created, and I'll shove that hose down in around the rocks, even though the glue is not there anymore on the egg, I just go down inside the rocks with that little funnel, and I just put a teaspoonful at a time. Oh, these little cavities?
Yeah.
Very, very labor intensive. But this should enhance the return of the pickerel to these new spawning beds.
That's neat.
Similar to
You're
what they
making new
do,
homes for them.
similar to the salmon and trout that they stock into the Great Lakes, they return to the same spring.
Yeah, little manatee strains, they
Yeah.
spawn on higher and
Yeah.
stockings, yeah. That's neat, I didn't realize they imprint like that, like
Well,
trout did.
it's still only theory as far as pickerel goes. But it's a fact from Lake.
It makes sense based on what you're seeing, having different spawning areas and different fishes, yeah.
So you see, these eggs all come from the river, right?
Yeah.
And genetically, we've been dominating the river species. But having said that, if we could implant the image onto these new spawning beds that we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on, and I'm hoping that it should work. It should work.
I hope so. I think it's neat. Where could we go tonight and see some walleye doing their thing?
Come right over to the house here, Tom, and all you have to do is come up down, just an ordinary flashlight.
Okay.
Ordinary flashlight, you see it right from shore.
Oh, really?
You see it right from shore.
What do you look for?
Shiny eyes.
Okay.
Their eyes glow at night. Whenever you put the flashlight on a walleye, maybe that's for the main case, I don't know. They will actually sparkle and glow.
Red or?
Kind of a yellow, silver yellow. You can't miss it. And then, of course, you see the whole shape of the fish too, eh?
Okay.
You can see the whole fish. The shoreline, and you'll come to a set of docks, and even past the docks there's some stuff drops in.
Hey, what'd you think of our fishing policy thing?
I think that's great.
Do you?
I think that's just great, Tom.
Assuming they follow.
I think so.